Hello everybody, welcome to the Rabbit Show. My name is Tiffany Taylor. My rabbitry name is Teal Stone. I am one of the former presidents of the Creme d'Argent Rabbit Federation, and today I am here to talk to you about the Creme d'Argent. The Creme d'Argent is a very old breed that was originally developed in France, and they were bred for fur trimmings, essentially. So Creme d'Argent really means silvered cream. These rabbits are a silvered breed, so when they are born they are completely orange, and as they age they develop this really pretty silvered coat. It's a very pretty cream colored rabbit with an orange undercoat. So that is what they were bred for originally, was fur trimming, but when they were imported into the United States we wanted to make them into more of a dual purpose breed, so meat and fur. So when they came to the United States, they were bred with breeds like the Golden Palomino. Some people even speculate Flemish. And I'm sure that there were other breeds bred into them to get them to where they are today. And they are a wonderful breed option if you want to produce both meat and fur. And if you want something a little bit more challenging than a solid colored rabbit like a New Zealand, or something like that. Something that's judged with color in mind as well. So creams are a commercial breed, so they're posed commercially. You want to pose them front feet under the eye, and then the back feet under the knee, or the stifle joint, I believe is what it's called too. So they pose like this. And we're aiming for that commercial type, so anytime we're breeding rabbits, we want to get that peak placement, we want to get that full loin, we want to get just this nice taper from the shoulders into like this kind of a teardrop shape from the top view down. You want to get this like nice tapered teardrop shape. You don't want their shoulders to be too long. You don't want their overall body to be too long. You're just looking for an overall like balanced rabbit that poses easily. In my opinion, rabbits that don't pose easily, sometimes they just don't have the correct structure to do so. And we're really aiming for that commercial breed type. And you know, with a rare breed like this, and a limited gene pool, it can be difficult. But it's one of the fun things about having a rare breed, is putting all the pieces together and creating and constantly chasing that perfect rabbit that doesn't exist. They can be a little flighty, should not be aggressive. Sometimes they can be fearful, but then other times you get ones that break the mold and they're just complete puppy dog personalities, which of course we want more of that temperament, but sometimes the body comes in the ones that are a little bit more feisty, right? So overall, we just want them to be able to be well handled more than anything, be able to pose up well. And we want them to meet that nice commercial shape. We want them to be good meat producers. So when I first got started in creams, one of the things that I noticed within the first year is that they had a hard time meeting commercial weight at a young age. So that's something that I continuously work on, is trying to get them to be 5 pounds by 10 to 12 weeks old. And it can be a challenge for sure. These guys, sometimes they mature a little bit slower. I was breeding silver fox at the time too, and compared to the silver fox, I found that these guys were almost always like a week behind in weight. And that could have just been my experience. I know some people probably don't have that experience, but I do know that I've heard about a lot of people having issues with weight at some point. So it's just something to keep in mind and try to breed constantly for that commercial weight gain. You don't want rabbits that mature super duper slowly when they're supposed to be able to be butchered, you know, between 10 and 12 weeks old. So when you're showing Creme d'Argents, they are a 6-class breed, meaning they have that those junior, intermediate, and senior classes. So 3 different classes, age classifications. They can be shown in higher age classes if their weight goes over. So that is an option, but you can never show them in a lower age class than their true age. So the weights for senior animals, what they usually max out to. Senior bucks is 8 pounds to 10.5 pounds, with an ideal weight being right around 9 pounds. And senior does are 8.5 to 11 pounds, with their ideal weight being right around 10 pounds. So they are just a tad bit smaller than New Zealand. They're more along the lines of like that Californian size. So when we're talking about general type, there is 60 points in the standard attributed to general type. So the head should be proportional to the body, medium length, carried close to the body, more developed in bucks than does. I know for my rabbits at least, my bucks tend to get these nice puffy faces compared to the does, which are a little bit more refined. And one thing to watch for as well, since they are a silvering breed, is you want that head silvering on their ears and their head, to match as closely to the silvering on the body as possible. Every once in a while I'll get a kit that their head is just very orange compared to the rest of their body and it never quite silvers out correctly. So that's just something to watch for, is the silvering on the head. The ears should be in proportion to the size of the head. Well set, strong ear base and rounded ear tips, which they definitely do have more rounded ear tips than I've seen in other breeds, so that is characteristic of the creams. And the ears are to also match the body color. One of the hardest things, I think, color-wise, is the ears can sometimes get this like pencil lacing around the edge of them. It's very, very difficult to get clean ears on a cream. Even some of the best ones that I've seen have this ear lacing, and sometimes it doesn't develop until they're a little bit older even. It's just something to watch for. In a perfect world, all of the rabbits in my rabbitry would have clean ears, but they do not. But it is something to watch for sure. A DQ on the ears, though, would be black or slate coloring. So if you literally look at their ears and they look slate or black anywhere, that would be a DQ. So their eyes are brown. They should be bright, bold, and alert. She is definitely very, very alert right now. Her eyes are huge. Feet and legs, strong, straight, medium fine in bone. Dark colored toenails are preferred on these guys, which you would think that they would have light toenails, but they do have darker colored toenails, usually. Light colored toenails are permissible. The biggest thing to keep in mind is you want all of them to match. So for instance, if you have dark colored toenails on one foot and light colored toenails on the other foot, that would be a DQ. Another DQ is just white toenails. So white toenails would be kind of akin to a white spot, which we don't want. But dark toenails are preferred. Light is okay. Most important thing, they all match. Tail, very self-explanatory, straight, well carried, as close to the body color as possible. She has a little bit of hutch staining on her right now, but we do want that to be as close to the body as possible. When you blow into it, you don't want to see like slate undercolor. Now let's talk about fur on these guys. This girl has very nice flyback fur. So we do want the fur to fly back. We don't want rollback fur. We don't want standing fur like silver fox. We want to push our hand against the fur and watch it fly back. So she has very good snappy flyback fur. And that is something that is desired with this breed. We want this fur to be very dense, not too soft, but not too coarse either. We want it to be very thick, but also very snappy. Some faults for fur include soft texture, hutch stains, broken or multi-patches, thin fur, or any condition of the coat that tends to spoil the true color. So color for Creme d'Argents is very important too. Surface color, creamy white with an orange cast carried throughout. So you don't want them to be so silvered that you can't even see any orange. You don't want them to look just cream colored. You want to be able to see that they are silvered. Undercolors to be this very bright, rich orange color underneath. Very vibrant. And you want that orange to be carried as close to the skin as possible. So again, the entire coat is to be interspersed with these orange guard hairs, so it gives them more of that orange appearance. Except for the undercolor, that is to be more of that creamy white color under there. Don't want any orange on the belly. They are also supposed to display this characteristic orange butterfly on their face. She has one, it's just very light. But it is there. It's just this characteristic, you know, orange muzzle Big DQ on these guys, slate undercolor. Let's just talk about it. So slate undercolor, I feel like it happens mostly on the butt for some reason, but when you part their fur and you go all the way down to the skin and you start seeing like a gray, especially if it's really prominent, like a grayish, bluish tint on their undercolor, that would be considered slate undercolor. I'll put a little screenshot. You'll get lots of different opinions on where they come from or why, or, you know, all that. We had a judge at Nationals in 2024 that DQ'd so many rabbits for slate undercolor. It is very difficult with these guys, if they get slate undercolor, trying to get that out, but also maintaining the type. So they can be difficult. They can be very difficult, almost as difficult as a mark breed, in my opinion. It's something to definitely watch for. Slate is a DQ. It can be difficult to breed out, but at the same time, you can. So it's not the end of the world. It's just something that happens with these red and orange-based rabbits. And again, you'll get lots of different varying opinions on it. But in my opinion, I don't tend to freak out too bad. I don't tend to freak out too bad about it. I tend to use rabbits and then move on to the next generation and the next generation. So it's just something to watch for and just continuously be calling out. You make sure when you get into this breed that you are fine with filling the freezer, because you'll definitely have a lot of freezer volunteers when you get into this breed. So Creme d'Argents really are kind of a fancier breed. Like if you are trying to get like that perfect color, perfect fur, no DQs, weight of 5 pounds by 10 to 12 weeks old, they're a challenge. They really, really are a challenge. But if you are up for the challenge and you can stick it out with them, they're honestly a fantastic breed. I love that I see more of an uptick of them in backyard homesteads even, just because they are a great meat breed. They're very unique. They can have multiple uses, from the fur, the meat, fertilizer. Their personalities are so fun. I think they're fun, especially, they're not really a cuddly breed, I don't think. Some of them are. I think you can probably get some creams that are cuddly, but they're more independent. They're more curious. They like to see what's going on. So they're honestly a very fun breed to have. We got into them mainly for feeding our dogs raw food, and we are always very heavily culling the babies, always having litters. These guys are excellent mothers too. They consistently have large litter sizes in my barn. Anywhere from 8 to 12 is normal here. It's consistent, and they raise them very, very well. They're very attentive mothers. I just think that they're a great breed for raising babies. They all have their unique personalities. They breed easily for me. And yeah, I just think that they're wonderful. So make sure if you are going to convention this year, you stop by the Creme d'Argents and take a look at them. They are really beautiful rabbits. And thank you so much to the Rabbit Show for allowing me to come on their channel and talk about them. I could honestly talk about them all day, and I often do when I'm at rabbit shows. I'm honored to be able to represent this breed. They are wonderful. They're not going anywhere anytime soon in my barn. So thank you again to the Rabbit Show. Bye.